Hey guys, this is Grogar with TGM with a quick Majordomo Staghelm guide. So, as you can see, I pull the boss because we like to stack up in the middle of the room so that it's easier to move around when we get the transition into cat. So I pull with an MD onto our main tank. This fight it's a one tank fight. So your second tank can go DPS, or you can swap another DPS in, and it's mainly built around two phases. Scorpion phase and cat phase. As you can see, we're currently in the scorpion phase. This phase, basically everyone stacks up and he does a frontal cleave that splits the damage. So you've got to have people standing there so that he splits the damage and he doesn't kill people. Now, every time he does this cleave, he gains another stack of this buff, and the buff that he gains increases his focus regeneration, or his energy, or whatever he uses, meaning that he can cast quicker. So he's constantly, the rate at which he's doing this cleave is increasing and increasing. Now, it's always going to be doing the same damage, it's just the rate at which he does it will be increasing. So it's when your healers start to not be able to get you back up to the health needed when you need to come out of this phase. So you need to go into cat when your healers just can't keep you up. So I think we jump into cat now after that, when we get onto 8 stacks of the buff. So to get into cat, everyone spreads out. Maybe we do one more. Okay, maybe we do 2 more. We did a lot more. Healers have got really good at this in the past few weeks. So you can take as many as your healers feel comfortable with. Now, so basically, the boss decides which phase he's in with where your raid is. If your raid is stacked, I think it's if 7 or more people are stacked up on 10-man road, then he goes into Scorpion. If no one's stacked, if less than 7, he's in Cat. So basically, with Cat, he'll just be tanked in the middle. He'll randomly jump at people, and cast like a fire nova explosion trap on the floor. You need to move out of this really, really quickly. You'll see him be able to jump. You'll see him jump at you because he'll target you. Every time he does this jump, he summons an ad, which is just a copy of him. It's just like another cat. Just nuke it down. You don't want to get overwhelmed by these, so you want to get some damage on these, so that your tank doesn't die, because they can hit fairly hard. So as you see, it's just been on me, and I just run out. I didn't have any. I did actually have disengage and goblin jump. I don't know why I ran out there. And there's another one. We usually take 5 jumps, and then we'll stack up. Right, now, on the transition from the first cat into the second scorpion, you will get a thing called, what's it called? Seeds? Something seeds. So these seeds will, there'll be a debuff on everyone. Searing seeds, there you go. It'll be a debuff on everyone, and basically it's counting down. So when the debuff goes off, you explode. So as you can see, I'm about to explode, so I get out the raid, I explode. I take a lot of damage from it, but no one in the raid does because I'm far out. So people need to move out when they're about to explode with this debuff. Basically, this is why this phase is harder than the first Scorpion phase, because you won't have people constantly stacked up, taking the split damage, and you'll have extra raid damage because of the seeds. So you might not be able to take as many cleaves on this Scorpion phase, just simply due to the increase in raid damage from the seeds, and the reduction in the amount that the cleave can spread between your raid. So as you can see, all our seeds are dealt with now. I think we spread now, go into the second cat phase, and this cat phase is exactly the same as before. Really, it's basically just a 2-stage fight. You've just got these two. You've got mushrooms, or whatever they're called, coming up in a bit, and I'll explain them to you. We just 1 tank it, 3 heal it, and then I think here we had 2 melee DPS and 4 ranged DPS. It doesn't really matter. I don't think you want all melee, but you definitely need enough range so that he doesn't leap on people in melee, because he will do that if there's no one at range. So as you can see, we're just taking 2, and we take another 3. So every time we take 5, and I think we usually take up to 8 stacks in the Scorpion phase. But it's really highly dependent on how comfortable your healers feel with getting the raid up that quickly, because it's very different how many you can take for every single group. So it really is. So as you can see, we've just stacked up. Finish off this ad really quickly, and then it's just another Scorpion phase. This is just the same as the first phase, really. You've not got any seeds. but you may not have raid cooldowns. You know, you may not be prepared to take like 10 or whatever cleaves. So just again, it's completely how comfortable your healers feel with getting you up. Just try it, see how it works for you. We usually take about 8 stacks of the buff, as I said, in a normal Scorpion phase. So that's how we do it. I'm not sure how many we got up to now. It's an incredibly easy fight for a ranged DPS, really. If you're not dealing with the mushrooms in the transition phase in a bit, then it's very, very simple. You're just standing there, nuking, moving out for seeds, moving away from the fire, and shooting the cats when, you know, they spawn. I don't think the tank has a hard job at all. It can be incredibly harsh on the healers, so that's something you have to watch out for. Right, here's burning orbs. Now these are what I've been calling the mushrooms. As you can see, those 2 kind of orbs that appear over there, they will spawn in, I don't know how many transition, you know, in that transition. So basically, the way we do it is we assign 2 people to each orb, which is 1 healer and 1 ranged DPS, and they take it in turns to take the beam from it. You take the beam by being the closest person to it. So they just alternate who's closer, taking so many stacks. I think they do 5 stacks. I'm not too sure though. And then, you know, the healer moves in, and then when the healer's got that many stacks, the DPS moves in, etc. So that nobody gets too high stacks of the debuff that the orbs give you, and it's, you know, incredibly easy to handle. You can get them both right on top of each other. Now we've had that a few times, and we found the best way to deal with 2 orbs directly on top of each other is to just pretend like it's 1 orb, and just swap on 2 or 3 stacks, and just have all 4 people that were assigned to the orbs, you know, swapping together. So that's how we've always dealt with it if they're on top of each other. So as you can see, we've taken 5 there. I think we stack after the next one, but the boss is basically dead. Here we go. We're stacking up for the last Scorpion phase. The Scorpion phase is probably easier to deal with. It's probably easier to end with, just because there's less things that can kill you if if he's just starting out, because he's not doing the cleave that often. So we usually try and finish this fight with a Scorpion phase, and we just nuke him down here, you see. So, and that is basically Majordomo. Very easy fight for most classes. I can imagine healers have a horrible time on this. I imagine it's pretty tough to heal, as is most of the content in Fire Islands. But this has been Grogar with TGN, and this has been Majordomo Staghelm on 10-man normal.